Hello, welcome to our 2021 Year 9 Pathways video. I'm really sorry that we are not being able to see you all in person as we would normally do, but in these exceptional times it's forcing us to be more creative in how we contact you and how we provide you with all the information that you need, both as parents and students. So in this video there will be lots of information about our options process and how you will go about choosing which subjects you want to study in Year 10. I just wanted to give a very general introduction to what we try and offer at Thomas Gainsborough School. Just to remind you that with our pathways that you've been following through years 7, 8 and 9, we have endeavoured to really provide you with a broad curriculum, but based on your particular choices and your particular needs as both families and students. And of course we want to continue that as best we can in Key Stage 4. So we provide a choice of an enhanced and balanced pathways, and we are really determined to try and equip you with all the skills and all the examinations that you will need to go on for your next stage in life, whether that be at sixth form in Thomas Gainsborough, at college or an apprenticeship. Mr. Ryle later on will talk to you in detail about the different choices that you have and how to fill in your application form. But we want to remind you, we are trying to offer you a full range of opportunities and aspirations to be the most successful you can be. So please take time to read all the information, listen to the information in this video, and ask for help when you're making those choices if you need it. We look forward to seeing you all back in school soon. Thank you.
Thank you for that introduction, Mrs. Yap. So just two words that I'd like to draw out from our vision for your curriculum. It's the two words broad and ambitious. Whichever pathway you've studied in Year 9, this opportunity allows you to pick any subjects you'd like and to help you achieve your ambitions for the future. So when I think about the word broad, you might be struck just by how many subjects are available here at Thomas Gainsborough School. We've got subjects that are languages, not just modern languages, but also ancient languages in Latin. There's humanities subjects, performing arts, creative arts, technology, PE and sport, computing, IT and media, and other subjects. So how do you approach taking those choices? There are 4 subjects choices available to you, but we give you some guidance on how to narrow that down. And a lot of it is about building on the success you've had in your pathway at Key Stage 3. So up to now, you'd have either chosen to be in the grammar pathway, the broad, or the STEM. And depending on what you've been looking forward to in the future and being equipped for, that will help determine your choices. So the first choice that we ask everyone to make is to consider which language you would like to study. For some of you that might seem like an odd place to start, but why languages? Languages are something we believe helps everybody not only understand the world better, but also their place in it. It will help you whether or not you look for a career in business or whether you want to study. Knowing a language and knowing how other cultures work is vital to our place as a country. That's one of the reasons the government has an ambition for 90% of young people to study a modern foreign language or Latin. So what we ask you to do, whichever pathway you're in, is to first of all think about which language would I like to study. Whether you're in grammar or whether you're in the groups in broad and STEM that have been studying a language ever since you joined us in Year 7, which language would you choose to study? Following that, consider which pathway you're in, whether you're in broad, whether you're in grammar, or you're in STEM. If you're a student within grammar, then our expectation is that you will study one of those 4 languages and you will then choose history or geography. That still leaves you 2 choices to make. We're not a school that is ever going to say no to a student who wants to study both music and art, for example. The other 2 choices that you've got are completely free for you to make. So for grammar students, the expectation is a language, history or geography, and 2 other choices. If you're a student that's chosen to be within STEM, and that's where you've had that additional science lesson and you've had more exposure to technology, our expectation is you'll continue to study one of those technologies all the way through to the end of Year 11. So the requirements for you are first of all to choose one from the languages, computer science, history and geography. You can choose more than one of those, but you must choose at least one from that list. The second choice we direct you to is to choose one of this list of technologies. Technologies and iMedia, computing science if you didn't choose it already, design technology, 3D design, graphics, statistics, textiles, food nutrition and preparation, or engineering. So choose one of those subjects. You then have 2 other subject choices you can make. Finally, if you're a broad student, you can choose which of those 2 models you'd like to follow. Perhaps you've really enjoyed your languages and you see that equipping you for the future, and you might wish to choose language and a history or geography. You could actually choose a language, history or geography and a technology and fit into either pathway. These are the decisions we're helped to help guide you through. Beyond that, everyone studies science, which will either be a double award in science or 3 separate sciences. Everybody studies English language and English literature and a mathematics GCSE. And we all benefit from having activity in our life, so core PE is part of the curriculum for everyone. So the starting point is to consider which language do you think you'd like to follow, then look at which pathway you've been in for Key Stage 3 and use that to guide your choices. Because of the range of subjects we offer, there are a few combinations that you can't do more than one of. For art, craft and design, they're the same qualification, but the differences are in the sort of material that you choose to use. So students can only choose one of fine art, textiles, graphics and 3D design. But they can choose one of the art subjects and photography. For the course that we call iMedia, which is a Cambridge Nationals, a vocational course, you can either choose media or you can choose creative IT. 2 of the units are the same, which is about digital graphics and pre-production skills. But if you choose media, then you'd study video and comic strip design, or if you choose creative IT, you'll be building websites and animations. And for technology, because of the overlapping content, it's best that if you only choose one of GCSE Design and Technology or the BTEC in Engineering. And for PE and Sport, just choose one of the GCSE in PE, which has a little bit more theory in it and also a higher level of practical performance where you choose team sports and individual sports to excel in, or the BTEC Sport, which prepares you for any sort of career in or around sport, whether that's physiotherapy or sports management. So those are the only combinations you have to be careful to consider, but we make that very clear for you on the forms that we prepare for you online and on paper. And finally, what do you need to consider? What are the questions that you need to be asking yourself and other people to help you decide what equips you most for the future? So, the questions that you need to consider. What do you enjoy? I think whatever subjects you choose, there will be moments where it feels challenging and difficult. And that's part of the benefit of taking your studies forward. But when things are challenging and difficult, if you enjoy them, it can give you the motivation you need to push on. So look for subjects that you enjoy, that get you excited in the morning, and that give you positivity for the future. What do you excel at? The last progress check that we prepared for you was in December, and that's really useful information to look at the subjects that you are either secure or extending at to consider for study next year. Of course, some of the subjects we offer, like health and social care or business, you haven't got a report in. But think about the sorts of skills that you enjoy. Do you enjoy writing? Do you enjoy maths? Do you enjoy being more practical in some of your subjects? Think about the things that you're best at, that you want to become an expert in. Thirdly, what helps you for your future? And your futures at the moment are open. You can do anything that you choose to in the future. And our job here as leaders and as teachers is to help you achieve those ambitions. So think about maybe where you'd like to study at university, perhaps places you'd like to travel. Would you like to own your own business in something? Which companies do you dream of working for? So think about your ambitions and then think about how will my choices help me get there. Also, think about breadth. It's very easy to think about the one thing I want to do and to be focused on that ambition. That's a good thing. But also, for lots of us, our careers change and take unexpected paths. You might think, I want to be a hairdresser. But actually, as you get older and more successful, maybe you want to run your own hairdressing business. Perhaps then a subject like business is going to help you, or a design-based subject to help you prepare your own adverts. Then maybe it's the chain of hairdressers that you want to work for, or maybe you want to train future hairdressers. So whatever your ambition is, think about a broad range of skills that will give you other options and help you take that chosen pathway to the next level. Finally, we don't expect you to make this decision on your own. Getting advice from a range of people will really help you. Speak to your family, speak to our careers team, speak to your form tutor, speak to teachers that know you well, speak to the leaders of the subjects you're considering taking, and speak to your heads of house. Ultimately, these are decisions that are going to affect the rest of your life. But don't be anxious, we're here to help and support you. And looking back over generations of students that have made these choices at Thomas Gainsborough School, they will lead you to great success. I'm going to hand you over now to some students who are going to tell you about their experience and what helped them most. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Amlin. I was in Broad and I chose drama, photography, history and geography.
My name's Sonny Waterson. I'm in grammar. I took geography, GCSE PE, 3D design and German.
I'm Rosie. I was in grammar and I chose food tech, philosophy, French and history.
I am Noah Rose and I was in STEM and I chose computer science, business studies, GCSE PE and geography.
I think what helped me the most making the choices was really looking at potential career pathways that I had in mind and choosing my subjects from them.
I think thinking about my future in terms of career and also university prospects.
Because I knew that I could score highly in them and they would help me with my future career.
It was a mixture of how much I enjoyed them, how good I was at them, and also the breadth of understanding they gave me and the range of subjects I could choose.
Probably my parents and my head of house at the time, speaking to them and really listening to what they had to offer was really helpful for me.
Probably my parents and my form tutor, because they kind of said which subjects, what they actually like, because they're quite different from E&I.
If you're ever stuck, I think emailing your tutor would be helpful, or emailing other year 11s that you may know or year 10s that you may know. That will really help you, because they'll talk to you and really settle your nerves, I think.
I think sometimes it's good to take a risk, because I chose some subjects I wasn't too sure about and then I ended up really enjoying them.
Thank you, students. I'm Mrs Osborne, your independent careers advisor. I'm here available on email, or I'm in school Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. So if you're struggling to make decisions about which subjects to choose, please do get in touch. I can help you understand which jobs certain subjects can lead into, and also tell you about which jobs will need more or less of in the future, so to make sure that you make informed choices. So if you need me, I'm here, please do get in touch.
Head of house. I am Mrs Wells, head of Albus House, and I'm going to talk you through the timeline of events that you are going to be going through in the next couple of weeks. So you'll receive a booklet on the 27th of January, okay, outlining everything you will need to know regarding what option courses are available and how you proceed through this process. Then very swiftly we move on to the academic review day. Okay, the up-and-coming academic review day's main foci will be upon engagement and well-being. Okay, there will be plenty of time after this academic review day to start exploring your option choices. So get thinking, but please do not panic. Everything you need to know up until this point is included in the booklet that we have already sent out for you. Okay, but please make sure if you do have any questions, you can start thinking about them. You can ask your tutors, but like I said, I'd just like to say to you guys, the main focus of the current academic review day is about your engagement in your online learning and your well-being. Okay, then we move very swiftly on to the 3rd of February, which is the day after Academic Review Day, and that is the day that you will receive the pathway packed home. Okay, and you'll have a booklet talking about the options process. You will have a form outlining what to look at, how to apply for it, and that will be sent home the day after. Then we move on to Wednesday, the 10th of February. Okay, and this is an enrichment day, all right, and this is really gonna give you an overview into the Year 9 options process. You'll have a session dedicated to this process, all right, and you'll be able to explore different career options and certain subject choices. Then after half term, we are going to be having an options evening virtually, all right, and this will be the time for you guys to really explore and ask key questions from our subject specialists in our option subjects, things that you want to know. So for instance, what equipment we need for photography, how long does it take to complete textiles coursework. There will also be opportunities during that time slot for you to check out different career options and different subject areas that maybe you haven't considered before. And then following on from that, there will be head of house appointments and careers appointments, focusing on any more specific questions that you have and that you would like to ask. You can always ask your tutors equally, you can ask your options teachers, but we've got lots of different methods for you to seek help and to explore different opportunities. And then finally, the day that you have to submit your options form is St Patrick's Day, which is Wednesday the 17th of March, and these will be submitted electronically. Thank you very much.